the Supreme Court of India, New Delhi, May 11, 2011. A bench comprising of Justice Dalveer Bhandari and Justice Deepak Verma were hearing a petition filed by the People's Union for Civil Liberties, PUCL, on streamlining of the public distribution system. Senior counsel Colin Gonsalves, making a submission on behalf of PUCL, said, according to the National Family Health Survey 3 of the Government of India, released in 2006, the total number of deaths of children under the age of 5 in the country is 17.8 lakhs. According to this report, due to malnutrition, 8.8 lakh children die every year in India. This roughly translates to 75,000 children dying every month. An astounding 2,500 kids die every day. More than 100 children are dying every hour across the country due to undernourishment. It is said, India is the second fastest growing economy in the world. Highly industrialized and well advanced in science and technology, India can boast of being a space power too. An information technology powerhouse. It is said India's ever-expanding 250 million educated middle class offers a huge market for domestic and global companies. In short, growing at 8% of GDP, India is considered as an emerging economic superpower. However, India is anything but a superpower, with more than 50% of its population malnourished and going to bed hungry. Affluent Mumbai, the commercial capital of India. The contrast of affluence and extreme poverty is evident. Not for nothing, Mumbai is also called the hunger capital of the country. Nearly 85 lakh people live in slums and on footpaths of the streets of Mumbai. Mankhurd and Dharavi stretch of slums are notorious examples. Lakhs of these people live in inhuman conditions without any basic amenities like drinking water and toilet facilities. A grotesque imbalance in people's access to resources and a collapse of social services. Almost all those who live here are migrant laborers from all parts of the country.
मैं टोटल 5 साल से इस एरिया में काम कर रही थी और इस एरिया में मैंने महिलाओं के साथ में, बच्चों के साथ में मैंने बहुत काम किया है। और आज इस एरिया में जो भी मेरा ये है, महिला मुझे अच्छी तरह से जानती है। कुपोषण के बारे में हमने सर्वे किया था और ये सर्वे में टोटल कुछ 261 बच्चे कुपोषण में आए। इसमें से कुछ बच्चों का डेथ हो गया और जो बच्चे हैं तो उनका इलाज करने के बाद में वो थोड़ा अच्छे भी हो गए, लेकिन अभी भी वो मात्रा जास्ती है कि कुपोषण बच्चे यहाँ पे जास्ती हैं। तभी तो मैंने आपको कुछ ही बच्चों से मिलाया है, लेकिन अगर हम पूरा एरिया देखेंगे तो इसमें बहुत से बच्चे कुपोषण के हैं।
At least 16 children under 6 years of age have died due to malnutrition and related illnesses from April in the year 2011 in just one locality of the city, Shivaji Nagar in Govandi, northeast of Mumbai.
This is a tragedy that is happening every day, that while we have a growth rate of 7% or 8%, and we are spending such huge amounts of money on infrastructure, on defense expenditure and on so many other aspects. In the same country, in the same population, children are dying because they are malnourished, and because being malnourished, they do not have the immunological competence to withstand so many infectious diseases like gastrointestinal infections, malaria, diseases like tuberculosis. They also are much more likely to harm people who are malnourished, both children and adults.
Afsana P lost her child due to undernourishment related illness recently.
मैं यहाँ मतलब एक सोशल वर्कर के हिसाब में काम करती हूँ। कोई भी मतलब आता है कम तो दवा खाना, तो बच्चे लोग को दवा दिलाना और काम करना। बच्चे कुपोषण से ज़्यादा मरते हैं यहाँ पर। उल्टी, जुलाब, मलेरिया और निमोनिया ये सब बच्चों को होता है यहाँ पर, क्योंकि ये गरीब बस्ती है, बच्चे की देखभाल सही से होती नहीं है, तो इसके लिए वो दवा दारू भी नहीं कर पाते माँ बाप लोग। वो भी अगर जो एक दिन काम को कभी नहीं जाएंगे तो हम लोग को हमारे घर में चूल्हा जलता नहीं है। ये आंगनवाड़ी है, आंगनवाड़ी में हमारे यहाँ खाऊ आता है, बच्चे लोग को खाऊ देते हैं। नहीं कैसे 100-150 बच्चे पढ़ते हैं उसमें। अब वो 100-150 बच्चे तो है, बात बराबर है, लेकिन यहाँ 100-150 बच्चे से ज़्यादा आबादी बच्चों की यहाँ पर है, तो वो 100-150 तो बच्चे खा लेंगे, बाकी के बच्चे कहाँ जाएंगे। मेरे बोलने का मतलब क्या है, अगर जो सरकार कुछ ऐसा कर देती है कि 100-150 बच्चे ना करते हुए और ज़्यादा मतलब बच्चों को मतलब और बस्तियों में आके खाऊ बांटे, या पेट से जो लेडी रहती है वो लेडी को अगर जो खाऊ देंगे तो हो सकता है उसका बच्चा अच्छे से पैदा हो सकता है। हर साल में 5-6 बच्चे तो जाते ही जाते। अभी यही गली के अंदर, आपने गली के अंदर बात करे खड़े रह के, वहीं मतलब एक तो पेट गिरा 8 महीने का पोषण के वजह से, और दूसरा एक बच्चा मरा, साल भर का एक बच्चा मरा पोषण के वजह से। यानी यहाँ पर जब देखो जब 10-12 बच्चे यहाँ से लेके नीचे तक के उनकी डेथ होना ही होना है।
In every slum, from Rafiq Nagar, Baba Nagar to Sathe Nagar, Shivaji Nagar, Govandi, Mankurd and Bandra's infamous pipeline basti, we met families who were suffering because their children were either born with deformities or acquired diseases due to malnourishment.
There are 420 million children in the country. We heard last week the Prime Minister himself had acknowledged that it is a national shame that children are malnourished, that 42% of our country's children are still malnourished. Even that, I think, we need not say, as a commission chairperson, I need not say more.
Diseases among children and adults alike are not a surprise element when you see the unhygienic, appalling conditions they live in. There is one toilet for 1,000 people here. The government of Maharashtra brought in a rule recently which declared slums that came into being after 1995 will not get pipeline water supply. How can the government deny the fundamental right to drinking water? There is a right to water campaign going on to force the Mumbai municipality to reverse its order. Helplessly, poor slum dwellers are spending money to buy water from the tankers or bursting pipelines illegally to collect water. In the absence of regular electric power supply, people are paying for illegal electric connection provided by local dadas.
एक तो दुनिया भर का मच्छर है गंदगी की वजह से, नाम नहीं बता सकते हम लोग। लाइट दिया उसकी उतनी मेहरबानी है, नहीं देगा काट देगा तो क्या करेंगे, कैसा जिएंगे। एक तो पानी की सबसे ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम है इधर।
ये जब हमारे घर सब टूटे थे तो सब घर टूटने के बाद एक जगह पे आए थे, तो एक जगह पे आने के कारण उसमें हमने बच्चों का देखा तो उसमें 30-40 बच्चे ऐसे कुपोषित निकले थे। लेकिन अभी फिर से घर बने हैं तो वो सब अभी मिलना मुश्किल है। वो आप बीएमसी में आरटीआई का अधिकार डालेंगे तो सबसे ज़्यादा यहाँ पर मरे हुए संख्या है। यहाँ पर तो एक तो सरकार का पॉलिसी के डिसीजन के कारण ही ये सब प्रॉब्लम है। एक तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट और केंद्र सरकार कहती है कि लोक संख्या के अनुसार, बच्चों की संख्या के अनुसार आंगनवाड़ियाँ होनी चाहिए, लेकिन उतनी आंगनवाड़ियाँ नहीं है। दूसरी तरफ बम्बई के जितने भी हाईलाइट सोसाइटियाँ हैं, जैसे बांद्रा, वर्ली, इस साइड की जो झोपड़पट्टियाँ हैं वो तोड़कर सब झोपड़पट्टी इधर डाल रहे हैं, और वहाँ पर जो डंपिंग ग्राउंड का कचरा है वो पूरा बम्बई का कचरा भी यहाँ पे आता है। बम्बई का जितना भी बायोमेडिकल है वेस्टेज वो पूरा यहाँ पर जलाया जाता है। सब गंदगी भी इधर है और सब गरीब भी लोग इधर, और वो गंदगी के कारण लोगों को जब बीमारियाँ शुरू होती है तो वो दवा गोली लेने के लिए भी उनके पास पैसा नहीं होता है। तो ये सरकारी पॉलिसी डिसीजन के कारण लोगों के ऊपर अन्याय है।
The myth is that malnutrition is only something which is out there in a few remote tribal areas. It's a problem only of some remote, pockets. But the fact is that malnutrition is almost universal. It's there in tribal areas, it's there in rural areas, it's there in urban areas. It's there in the city of Mumbai. 45% of children are stunted in the city of Mumbai. So it's not a peripheral problem. It's a problem which is actually quite central to the whole question of what kind of development do we have in this country and what kind of direction are we following.
In Thane district, less than 100 kilometers from Mumbai, beyond Kasara lives a large tribal population in a hilly terrain. One has to walk for hours to reach the Adivasi hamlets. We meet representatives of Kashtakari Sangatana, an NGO working among the tribal poor of the region. This Mokhada Taluka in Thane district is yet another pocket of severe cases of malnutrition-caused illnesses and deaths. In Pathadi village, in a 2-room primary school with 1 teacher, it is time for midday meal that draws the children to school. With education, they also get 1 meal a day. Food served is a bowl of rice and thin watery dal and a nondescript sabzi. Far from the Supreme Court prescribed food with micronutrients. Will this food help them to stay healthy?
On the issue of malnutrition, we have visited some of the most backward areas in terms of performance on Anganwadi centers. For example, in Maharashtra, we visited the Melghat area. In Madhya Pradesh, here we visited Satna and Khandwa and many other tribal pockets where there has been malnutrition. We held public hearings on the issue of Anganwadi centers in almost some 10 states in the country. Wherever we do a public hearing, some of it is focused on ICDS and functioning of ICDS. We have in fact given guidelines to many of the states on what the faults are. But I must say sometimes there is a good action, sometimes it remains on the document.
We travel to Melghat in the Satpura Parvat range. Almost the entire forest on the hills has been declared as a tiger reserve, and the Adivasis are denied access to the forest produce on which they have survived for centuries. Khoj, an NGO working with Korku tribes of Melghat region, had drawn the attention of the Mumbai High Court on the seriousness of rampant malnutrition cases in the area among the tribes. There are 14,500 malnourished children in the tribal areas of Melghat, is what the state government informed a stunned High Court. 243 of the 330 villages have children suffering from various stages of undernourishment. In Chikaldara area alone, over 4,000 children are worst affected, the court was told. The High Court ordered the government to appoint a nodal officer to coordinate work of providing food for the needy. Purnima Upadhyay of Khoj says, Melghat is the most chronic malnutrition belt. Among the Korku tribe, who are the natives of Melghat, in over 4 months after the monsoon, 226 children have died of malnutrition-related diseases last year. There are a variety of reasons. Most crippling is displacement of the tribes from their land.
This is Jaitadehi village, and people in this village some 7-8 years ago were cultivators like any other villages of Melghat. They had their farmlands where they used to cultivate cotton, chili, soybean, jowari, and like a lot of eel used to go to the market for sale. But today entire land has been lost for the construction of a dam, and today people have been rendered livelihoodless, and they are all at the mercy of the villages nearby who provide them with labor activities, or at the mercy of the government which provides them labor activities under the NREGA. They have been paid some meager 7,000 rupees per acre as loss of their lands. Today if we look at their land, that would probably be around 3 to 4 lakh rupees per acre. They have been given some 7,000 rupees an acre. So this is how the government takes away their land for public purposes and leaves them with nothing to survive.
ना सही ढंग बिजली नहीं, सही ढंग रोड नहीं है, सही ढंग ना रोजन नहीं है।
आप लोग रोजी रोटी के लिए क्या करेंगे?
अब रोजी रोटी के लिए अब ये घर हो गया होगा।
अकोला, खामगांव, नागपुर कहीं भी उधर काम मिलेंगे जहाँ वहीं काम करेंगे।
And malnutrition certainly sets in this village. It's not just malnutrition, it's chronic malnutrition that does not end at childhood, but that continues for the entire generations. The entire village gets malnourished. In the orders of the Honorable High Court of Nagpur, right from 1997 onwards, it has been consistently pointed out that malnutrition is not just a problem related to food. It is a problem related to livelihoods of people, it is a problem related to the forest, access to forest resources of people, and it is a problem that relates to their agricultural, soil and water conservation work. So it has to be dealt in its entirety and not just looked at from the focus of an Anganwadi center. It's not just a feeding program that is going to impact malnutrition in Melghat. Melghat does have a network of public health centers in the region. There are almost 11 public health centers in the area, which caters to a population of something around 40 to 50,000 people. Also, if you look at distances, Melghat is a very tough area in terms of distances. It's a hilly terrain, a forest area. So roughly the distance to the last village would be something around 50 to 80 kilometers that the PHC has to cover, and that's a huge distance because any emergency patient cannot take a risk of travelling 80 kilometers on a rugged terrain, which takes him more than 2 hours to reach to the public health center. If we want our people to get good quality health care, we will have to have more public health centers which cater to a population of say around 20,000 people and maybe around 10 to 20 kilometers and not beyond that, because that's how we will be able to make our services reach faster.
A pathology lab and an X-ray machine at the hospital in Dharni serves the entire taluka. There were ambulances in most of the 11 PHCs and Maherghar, shelters for pregnant mothers to stay prior to and post-delivery. We met a patient counsellor at Harisal Primary Health Center.
पूरे मेलघाट में 11 प्राथमिक आरोग्य केंद्र है। सभी प्राथमिक आरोग्य केंद्र में 2-2 काउंसलर लोग हैं। लेडीज़ दिन में रहती है, जेंट्स नाइट को रहता है। मैं काउंसलर हूँ यहाँ पे जो भी पेशेंट आते हैं गांव से, ANC, PNC, कुपोषित बच्चे, उनको आरोग्य शिक्षण देती हूँ। यहाँ जो डिलीवरी होती है, डिलीवरी होने के बाद में जो दूध पिलाने का सही तरीका होता है और बच्चे को कब तक दूध पिलाना चाहिए माँ ने,